Hey guys, thank you for joining me with ArtSphere today, and we are going to be learning about comparing different area sizes. So this is a little bit of a difficult concept if you don't understand, but we're just going to go through it and explain it, and hopefully you guys will be able to understand it a little bit easier after we're done. So area is basically the size or extent of a two-dimensional shape, and a two-dimensional shape is something that's flat, so it'd be like this, because it's just a flat area, and the area is just the surface of the paper, so how large the paper is. So we can have different areas. Obviously, if I have a piece of paper that's folded in half, this piece is now a smaller area than this piece. As you can see, there's less space for me to write on this piece of paper than this piece of paper. And so we're going to be using this handout that will be on our blog, and it's on our YouTube, and it's called Comparing Areas. So print it out or just follow along in the video, and we're going to learn about the different areas. So for example, if you have a plate, the larger the area of your plate is, the more food you can eat, because the more food you can put on your plate. If you have a large area backyard, there's more room for you to play. So the larger the area, the more space or the more size or room that you have. However, some things can be in different shapes and have the same area. So we're going to start out with our handout. We have a square and we have a rectangle. So which one do you guys think has a bigger area? And we're going to figure this out by looking at the squares. So all the squares are the same size, they're the same area, and so whichever one has more squares has the bigger area. So we're just going to figure this out. Let's go ahead and take your piece of paper and grab some crayons or color pencils and just count the squares as you color them in so you don't get confused. I'm going to start with number 1 and color in the squares as you go. It doesn't have to be neat. So I'm going to count as I color in each square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 squares that I colored in here. And now I'm going to color in the blue one and see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that sounds like the same number, that these both have 16 squares, which means they're the same area. But it took a little bit long to count all of those squares up to figure out the area. So we're going to use a formula. Love formulas. We're going to first write down how many squares did each one have. 16. All right, 16 squares for each. But we're going to learn a faster way to do this. So we're going to count how many squares tall, the first question, is shape number 2. So we're going to count how many up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to write 8. So number 2, the blue one, is 8 high. How many squares wide is shape 1? 1, 2, 3, 4. So shape 1 is 4 wide. And shape 2 is 8 high. So how many wide is shape 2? 1, 2. So shape 2 is 8 squares high and 2 squares wide. And shape 1 is 4 squares wide. And let's count high. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 squares wide. Sorry, I did that a little bit confusing. But we're just counting how many high and how many wide for each one. So we have high and wide. So this is 4 high, 4 wide. And this one is 8 high and 2 wide. And so we're going to multiply those numbers together to get our answer. So if you haven't watched our multiplication video, you need to go back and watch that so you understand this one. So for our first square, if we're multiplying the length and the width together, it's going to be 4 times 4. So we have 4, the number 4, and we're going to use that 4 times. So 4 times 4, we know is 16 because we already counted it together, or you all know that 4 times is 16. And our next one is going to be 8 times 2, and again we got that from our 8 high and 2 wide, so we're going to multiply the length times the width, which is 8 times 2, or 8 2 times, which is 8 plus 8, which is 16. So now we have 2 different shapes. We have a square and a rectangle that both have the same area, because 4 times 4 is 16 and 8 times 2 is also 16. So when we multiplied it together, we got the area. So area is length times width, so you can find that out. So if you ever have a object or a piece of paper, you want to find the area, you just measure length times width, multiply that together, and you can get the area of this piece of paper with your ruler. Or this box of crayons, you multiply length, inches, times the width, and there's your area of your box of crayons. So I hope this made sense to you guys. I know it's a little bit confusing, but just remember that area equals length times width, and that your different shapes can have the same area even if one looks bigger than the other. Make sure you always double check with your math. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you were able to understand this a little bit better, and I hope you guys are able to follow our next couple videos as well. Have a great day.